$1,000.
$1,000? No.
And that's just a loan.
No one can ever predict how things will go when a furious customer walks into the pawn shop. They could either decide to cause a scene or just get themselves out of the pawn shop. These are situations where Seth was blindsided by furious customers. First on the list, this lady walks into the pawn shop looking to pawn her ring. She says that she needs some money because her rent was due a couple of weeks back, and she needs as much as she can get to sort out the whole rent issue. But something funny happens while Les tries to inspect the ring and check if it's actually a ring that's worth anything.
I was coming to pawn my ring because I have to pay my rent. It was due a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Why you keep looking at my ring like that? Is real?
How do I know?
Well, if they were real diamonds, I'm pretty sure Les would have figured that out without having to look at the ring for that long. Les takes his time to go through the ring properly, and for some reason, the lady who brought in the ring starts to get very impatient. She tells Les that she knows the ring is made of real diamonds, and Les does not have to look at it for that long. Let's see if Les wants to give her any money for the ring.
$200.
$200. Well, what I can do is I can give you $80.
$80.
$80.
I'm not just about to let you have this for $80. I paid $500 for this ring. I mean, what, you want the studs on my lip or something?
The studs out of your lip, I definitely don't want.
What more do you want me to do? I'm
just pawning it. I'm not buying it.
We can all agree that this lady was not expecting Les to tell her no, and she is about to lose her temper. She asked Les to give her $200 for the ring, claiming that she bought it for $500. Les tells her that the best he can do is give her $80 if she's looking to pawn the item. The moment he says that, all hell breaks loose, and this lady starts to behave like she's ready to go head-to-head with Les in his own pawn shop.
How would you
Man, what the?
This woman not keep control of herself? I don't know what the hell her problem was. I don't give a what her problem is. She's lucky my security staff didn't beat her ass.
Man, thank goodness Les's security team is always on standby. This was about to get very physical, and that would definitely not have ended well for the lady. She told Les that the only amount she was willing to collect for her ring was $200, and Les just was not ready for her drama. It was either she took the $80 or she forgot about the whole deal. What did she do? She got angry and tried to hit Les in the face. She definitely had another thing coming her way.
So people are coming in, pawning their stuff that they know is fake. They're not coming back for it, and we're stuck with it.
Are you kidding?
Test this piece out.
We test a lot of gold. We always use nitric acid. It stays on the stone.
Wow, $150 for a fake item? That's not good at all. Seth goes through his inventory of pawned items and he notices that some of the items that are brought in to be pawned are fake items, and the customers never come back to pick them up. He tells Les about the situation, and Les decides to inspect one of the items. Les finds out that there are fake items that have been pawned for very high prices.
Our girls are getting crazy busy at the window.
All right.
They're passing it over to Amber. Fakes are getting so good that it's impossible for them to tell that they're passing the acid test.
They clearly aren't happy about the situation. I mean, who would be? If that continues to happen, the pawn shop will start to run at a loss. Seth explains to Les that the fake items are getting so good that it's hard for the register staff at the counter to know if it's a fake or not. He tells Les that he is going to do some homework and come up with a way that's going to help them sort out the issue. Let's hope that works.
What's the deal?
You know how I hate getting beat. You don't know if the girls are marking down 10 karat or 14 karat, what the true, within 3 seconds we'll have a readout on the machine.
Let's just say Les does not like the idea that Seth came up with. Now Seth did his homework and he was able to come up with a solution. There's a machine that can help them determine if a diamond is real or fake. The only problem is that the machine costs $16,000. Les hears that price and it just makes him spiral. He is not ready to put that amount of money into buying a machine.
$16,000 is a small price to pay to ensure that the items that we take in are 100% accurate. We're getting past the old school way and we're gonna make this new school.
I am not spending $16,000 on a machine.
I guess it's game on. This is going to be tough for Seth. Les is still insistent on the fact that buying a machine that is going to help them determine the value of a diamond for $16,000 is insane. Seeing that Seth does not want to back down, Les tells Seth that if he can prove to him that having the machine is worth it, he is going to go ahead with the plan. Looks like the ball is in Seth's court. Let's see if he can score a goal.
You want to make sure it's 14 karat, 18 karat, or whatever. It shoots x-rays into the sample, and it tells you what the weight percent is, and it all does that in microseconds.
Okay.
But it's very low power.
Seth is really hell-bent on proving to his dad that they really need the machine. He has an expert come in with the machine and also has his dad see how the machine works. Seth's goal is to see if the expert can lend him the machine for a week to prove to his dad that they need to get modern with their methods, rather than relying on the old school way.
Amber, how much easier is this for the girls?
It's a lot easier, it's faster, and it's accurate. Better than the acid. Yeah, it doesn't hurt your fingers.
So was I right?
I think will be a benefit here.
Haha, Seth just loves it when he is right. The machine has been in their possession for a while now, and it seems to be very helpful with the flow of business. Seth asks his other staff if they love the machine, and they tell him that it's a very good machine and it's made checking items a lot easier and faster. Looks like they are going to be getting the machine after all.
Right now, it's $16,000. I'll make a deal with you, lad. If you're concerned, I'll leave it here for a while. If it doesn't work for you, we'll take it back and go back to your old acid test.
You got a deal.
Looks like Seth's plan worked. The expert told them that the price of the machine was $16,000, and that just made everyone in the room very quiet. The expert sees that Les and Seth are skeptical about the price, so he tells them that he is going to leave them with the machine, and they can determine if it helps them with their business. If not, he will be back to pick up the machine and leave them to their old ways.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I'm Seth.
Ron, how you doing?
Ron, nice to meet you.
Ron, hi, I'm Rick. Nice meeting you.
So tell us a little bit about your bike.
It's a 2006 Honda CBR 600RR.
Let's be honest, that's a very cool bike. If I were to be there, I'd buy it just to ride it till the end of its days. This dude brings in his 2006 Honda CBR 600RR. He says that the bike has about 5,300 miles on it, which doesn't sound like a lot. Rich then asks him if he wants to sell, and he says yes. He wants at least $5,000 for it, but first Seth needs to know if the bike works pretty well.
You realize totally the wrong time of the year to be trying to sell a motorcycle, right?
So what a lot of people don't realize is that this is a very seasonal business. So my back stock room is full of motorcycles because people aren't driving them in the winter.
Somehow I saw that coming. There's no way this guy was going to take $1,000 for the bike even if it was on loan. Apparently it's the worst time in the season to have a bike because nobody wants to get hurt driving one in the winter. As a matter of fact, Seth's garage is filled with so many bikes because their owners are not ready to come pick them up. Seth offers a loan for the bike, but the customer says the price is too low for him.
It's, you know, like what I'm saying is like I'd rather have it gone. I really don't need it back.
You want to sell it, I don't want to buy it.
Phew. I'm not going to lie. For a second there, I thought he was not going to take the deal. The dude really wants to get rid of the bike. Seth then decides to up the price from $1,000 to $1,500. The customer takes a while to think about the offer before finally agreeing to go with the deal. Half bread is way better than none, and that's exactly what happened here. He left the shop with half of what he wanted. That's not such a bad deal.
I was wondering what you could get me on a loan for the PS3. We're on a mission now, a real mission.
So he was taking to work and got pulled over?
Yes.
Pulled over.
I wonder what his brother did to get him locked up in jail. This couple walked into the pawn shop looking to pawn a video game. The story behind them wanting to sell the video game is that the dude's brother is locked up behind bars and they are trying to get all the money they can get to bail his brother out of jail. Ashley wants to see the video game worlds before they start talking about the price.
I can do 90 for you. I normally would have given $80 on this game unit. I went $15 over, and that wasn't even good enough. I mean, come on, I'm trying to help you out here. It's not my fault your boyfriend went to jail.
They don't seem too pleased with that price, but they really don't have a choice at this point. Ashley checked the video game and it works pretty well. She offers them $95, but due to their situation, they feel like it's way too small. Ashley tells them that it's the best she can do, and she is not going to go any higher. They deliberate on the price and eventually realize that it's all they've got, so they go with the deal.
With a lot of situations that happen here, we try to help out the customer. But too bad I couldn't help her out because I wanted to help her. I hope she can find the money somewhere.
Well, let's hope they get all the money they need before his brother is transferred to another prison cell. Ashley initially wanted to buy the video game for $85, but given the situation and how quickly they needed the money, she decided to pity them and take it as high as $95. Sometimes, you just have to love the fact that Ashley is such a sweet person on the inside.
It's a Prohibition era whiskey bag. You know much about liquor? Vito drank it on his way here.
Look at that, Vito.
Like solid.
Looks like the bills are more important than the item he brought in. Now this elderly man found his way to the pawn shop carrying a Prohibition-era whiskey bag. Believe me when I tell you that this ring is older than most dads on earth. You have to be at least 60 years old to have seen something like this. The elderly man is looking to sell the item and hopes to make at least a couple of $100.
Why would they have put Detroit, Michigan on it? They wouldn't put the brewing company on there.
No, huh?
They wouldn't have done that.
Sounds like you're an expert, Les.
Being in the pawn business, you have to know a little bit about a lot of things. How about 25 bucks?
No.
How about 30?
No.
You want 35? Last and final offer?
No.
Well, the monkey fur actually looks really good. Les did some inspecting, and the Prohibition-era whiskey bag was not as old as the elderly man claimed it to be. Les offered him $35 for the item, and the man declined and said he would rather keep the item. He then goes on to tell Les that he has a monkey fur he would also like to sell. Les does seem to like the monkey fur.
It's a little...
There we go.
Yesterday you wore the fur coat, being a pimp. Wear that, you're a chimp.
I thought that was pretty funny, too.
Ooh, Les sure made this elderly man's dreams of making some money come crashing down. Les made a few jokes about the monkey fur and everyone seemed to like the joke. Les then offered the man $60 for both the monkey fur and the Prohibition-era whiskey bag, but that amount was just too small to clear the man's gas bills, and so he declined and no deal was made.
If you sold the coat for $20, you wouldn't have to carry them both out. Just trying to help.
Les, you got the coat.
That was a good one.
Haha, that doesn't sound like such a bad idea. I really wasn't expecting that to happen though. After the man told Les that he was not going to sell both items for $65, he was about to leave the shop when one of the staff made a joke that made the elderly man sell just the monkey fur for $20. Ashley then did some research and found out that the cost could actually be sold for up to $2,000. That's a pretty sweet deal right there.
World War II Japanese sword.
Okay, so he got this in World War II
it's
off of a Japanese soldier.
And on the internet, it's worth $5 grand.
Did she say it has blood on it? Okay, let's just pray the blood on it is from when it was used during World War II. The old lady walks in with a World War II Japanese sword. She tells Rich that she saw online where the sword was worth $5,000 and she needs the money for her dad's medical bills. Rich wants to confirm if the sword is actually worth that price before they make a deal.
Japanese swords are made out of steel. If this metal tester tells me something else, it's not authentic. It's a great tool.
This is a cool sword.
Ouch! You can see the lady's face. She is crushed by what she just heard. Rich tests the sword and he finds out that it's a fake. Japanese swords are made out of steel, and sadly this particular sword is made out of metal. Rich tells the old lady that the best he can do for her is $50. As you can see, she is beyond confused because $50 was not what she was expecting to hear.
You want to do that? All right, if that'll help you, I'm happy to do it. Come on up here, we'll get your information.
This metal tester easily saved us a few $100s. Seth might be onto something.
You have a good day, hon.
You too.
She does seem to be happy. After Rich explained to her that the sword was not made or steel, all he was willing to do was help her out with at least $50. She thought about it for a while and she eventually agreed to accept $50 for the sword. At least she didn't leave the pawn shop with empty pockets, so that's a good one. Hopefully that helps with her dad's medication.
I drug my man up to the pawn shop because we, is in need of money and we're trying to pawn this VCR and this TV.
Well, not that.
Trust me, I am as confused as you are. I have no idea what's going on right now. This couple finds their way to the parking lot of the pawn shop and they want to sell a VCR and TV because they are very broke. One thing leads to another and they get into an argument. Before you know what's happening, they are yelling at each other and the lady breaks the VCR they were hoping to sell.
It's become natural. I don't even know anymore. It's just been going on for the past 2 years nonstop.
So what can I help you with?
We came up here for...
Don't forget this right here.
I honestly doubt this couple is going to be able to get any serious money out of these items. Due to all the yelling and shouting they've been doing, Ashley and a few of the security teams step out to see what's going on. They see the couple yelling and ask them what they want to do with the items they brought in. Sadly, the VCR is broken and Ashley asks them to bring the items into the pawn shop so they can have a better look.
How much are you looking to get for the TV?
30.
Higher.
Higher.
Difference.
You're probably looking at about $20. It works.
$20.
Thank you.
Haha, when it comes to relationship drama, you can always count on Ashley to never mind her business. Now the couple walked into the pawn shop with the items, and after all the inspecting was done, Ashley was willing to pay just $20 for the TV. The couple thought about it, and it was not a bad offer. While they write up the receipts, Ashley notices that the lady's boyfriend is flirting with other women in the pawn shop.
What was wrong with the TV?
Kept coming on and going on.
All right, that's a bad solder joint on the board.
Looks like we have a customer who is not happy about the item he bought. This dude walks into the shop looking for Rich. Why? Because Rich was the one who sold him the item. He says that he bought a TV about 3 weeks back and for some reason the TV just stopped working. Rich says that the only way that could have happened is if he dropped the TV or he hit it one too many times.
Thing that I can do for you, I can have our repair technician take a look at the TV. Can have him charge you.
He is definitely not happy. What's funny is the fact that the man just can't give Rich a straight story as to why the TV is no longer working. Rich tells him that the best he can do is have his engineers check out the TV and see what the problem is. But for that to happen, he has to pay a charge. The moment the man hears that he still has to pay, he gets really upset about the whole situation.
I'm up here at the pawn shop, okay? You want me to tell him, go ahead and see what the cost is, or what?
All right, well,
Let me
know
call
what
you
want.
back. Hey,
do you want me to have a guy take a look?
All right, I'll be in touch.
Phew! Am I glad that's over? The elderly man, being very upset, picks up his phone and tries to rant to his wife. He ends the call and then tells Rich that he should go ahead to fix the TV and he would come back to pay for it. Something tells him that that man is not going to be back, but let's leave him to be the judge of that. If the TV is that important to him, I'm sure he'd come to pick it up.
That piece, I would probably want a couple $100 for it.
My dad lets us fly with it and let him do what he always wanted to do because he always thinks he's right.
How about $150?
I would do $250.
Haha, Les definitely knows how to get under Seth's skin. Now this guy walks in with a whole bunch of hockey memorabilia. The moment Seth sets his eyes on the items, he can't control himself. All he wants to do is get some money and pay for all the items. He starts to bargain with the customer, but Les finds the numbers hilarious. He tried to help Seth make a better offer, but Seth just won't listen due to his love for hockey.
Here's what I didn't appreciate. Trying to make a deal, and you're screaming your head off. I'm like, what a bad deal.
Welcome to my world, Seth. You do that to me all the time. It's about time I can pay you back.
So it's about payback in front of a customer.
When I don't agree with you.
Well, that didn't go very well. Seth makes the deal with the customer, and that ends the deal. Seth then drags Les into his office and tries to explain to him that he didn't like the fact that he was discouraging him in front of a customer. Les then tells Seth that the pawn shop is not supposed to pay for his personal items. Seth hears that and decides to pay Les so the whole issue can be put to bed.
This is a whole body vibration machine. This machine helps you lose weight. I went from a size 10 to a size 2, and I know that sounds crazy.
Okay, that lady looks really good for 61. Everyone in the shop can't seem to take their eyes off her. She looks stunning. She brings in a full body vibrator. She tells Les that the machine helped her go from a size 10 to a size 2. If that's true, Les really needs to think about getting the machine as soon as possible. Oh well, let's see how the machine works or if it works well.
They're getting off balance. Your muscles are saying tighten, tighten.
Give me a buck.
Haha, we all know no one was looking at how the machine worked. Everyone has their eyes on the lady. Well, the machine works pretty well. All that's left now is for them to get to the price and see how much the machine is worth. But first, Les wants to give it a try and see how cool the machine actually is.
Oh, now I'll take the dollars out.
Go, Dad.
It's $10 a guy now.
And it works the face muscles, too, by the way.
I'm having so much fun. It's such a great machine. And I work out every day.
Well, that does come as a surprise. The machine works pretty well. Ashley asked the lady how much she would want to sell the machine for, and she says she wants nothing less than $2,700. Les hears that and all excitement flies out of his face. He offers the lady $1,500 for the machine, but she says that it's too low for her. Let's see if they can come to an agreement.
I can't see a benefit to me, so I'm sorry.
He's going to regret it because that is an awesome price for my machine.
Thank you so much. Sorry we couldn't make a deal.